Oh boy, where do I even begin? SmackDown tonight was just absolutely god awful. Nothing is important on this show. This is the worst show in wrestling, period. If you missed SmackDown tonight, and I'm legitimately telling you this because I care, from the bottom of my heart, do not go out, and I repeat, do not go out of your way to watch this on replay. It's a waste of your 2 hours of your precious lives, and honestly, if you missed it, you missed a terrible show, so you don't even have to go out and watch it. On Rampage side of things, nothing really happened here either. Nothing too bad, nothing too great. It's just your episode of AEW Rampage. Nothing more and nothing less. But we will go over everything that happened on SmackDown and on AEW Rampage tonight on the post-show review right here on Outside the Brand after this short little intro. Thank you guys so much for coming on in. Let's have some fun tonight, and I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Hold on one second. What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me right here on Outside the Brand. This is your SmackDown and AEW Rampage post-show for April 22nd, 2022. I am your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining me right here on your Friday nights, wherever you may be. Point blank, SmackDown sucks. It's the worst show on television. It's the worst show on the entire week for professional wrestling, and it's not even close. The real bad thing is that we don't even have Roman Reigns defending the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship against anybody at Backlash. But in all honesty, I am okay with that. I'm okay with that, honestly, because at the end of the day, I don't think Roman should be defending his championship, the Undisputed WWE Universal Championship, on a D-level pay-per-view. I'd honestly give the main event to the Usos and to RK Bro to unify the tag titles, and that's it. Roman does not need to defend the title on a D-level pay-per-view like WrestleMania Backlash. They have to associate WrestleMania with another pay-per-view name just so that we can get some buzz around it. It makes no sense, and it honestly just should not even be a thing. A plan, though, is being planted, as we got some seats tonight, technically, for a Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns feud. So that could be going into the summer months, as usual. Ronda and Charlotte tonight were terrible, as they usually are. And Charlotte and Ronda don't feel like big deals whatsoever. And considering those are the top two superstars in your women's division on this brand of Friday Night SmackDown, it's a big problem. It's a big problem, I feel. And that's just WWE's fault of not building anybody to have any kind of credibility in the women's division. WWE has the best women's division in the entire world, and they just completely botch it up as always, and nobody feels important on the women's roster. The Lumberjack match was absolutely a waste of time. That nobody even fucking won the match. To my knowledge, a Lumberjack match ends in pinfall or submission. We didn't even get a pinfall or submission tonight. Sami Zayn, I should call him that. Sami Zayn runs up the stands once again and just doesn't continue the match until Adam Pearce says, hey, you know, there's not going to be any running tonight or next week because we're going to get inside a steel cage and you guys are going to face off again for the fourth straight week in a row. So we'll go over that. The IC title is completely directionless. Ricochet is feuding with goddamn Jinder fucking Mahal. And honestly, I'm telling you guys this right now, and I know you guys are not going to want to hear this. And I don't want to hear this either. I can't even believe I'm fucking saying this, but Jinder Mahal could be the future Intercontinental Champion with the way things are going down. Yeah. Jinder Mahal could be the future Intercontinental Champion, and that's going to be a complete shitfest. I am honestly at wit's end when it comes to WWE. Nothing feels important on the show, and nothing is going to be able to feel important on the show other than Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns didn't even really show face tonight. He did show face technically in his locker room with Sami Zayn, but other than that, there was legitimately nothing. And I'm just honestly at what's then. On Rampage, we had a great match between Adam Cole and Ishii, Tomohiro Ishii, and that was the best thing on the show, bar none. We now have Jade Cargill being at 30-0, which is great. But before we get to Jade Cargill, I want to just shout out Tony Khan real quick for making the Owen Hart Cup tournament feel important. Because every single qualifying match that we have had so far has been great. And honestly, with that being said, the Owen Hart tournament for the men and the women, honestly, feel like really important tournaments, as it should be, to honor the late, great Owen Hart. And I applaud Tony for that, seriously, because every single time we've had a tournament for AEW, it's not only must-see, but it's honestly been really good television. So I really applaud Tony for that. And as soon as we get more people involved in this tournament, it's gonna be a really good. It's really gonna feel like a big deal, and it's gonna be absolutely awesome to witness. My bad. Sorry, guys. But like I was saying about Jade Cargill is now 30-0. She beat Shafir tonight, and while it wasn't a complete botch fest like I thought it was going to be, there's legitimately no one else to face Jade Cargill. What else could she do? She's 30-0. She's the TBS champion. What else could she possibly do? There's nobody else besides one person, I feel, and that's Britt Baker. Britt Baker has not faced Jade Cargill yet. That's the only person I see. That's at least credible enough to go up against Jade Cargill. I don't know. It's just food for thought. But whatever, guys. We're going to be getting right into everything tonight on the podcast. I appreciate you guys for coming on tonight, and we are going to be going over everything that happened on both Friday Night SmackDown and AEW Rampage tonight on Outside the Brand. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me right here on OTB for the SmackDown and AEW Rampage post show. Next time you're going to be seeing me live right here on the podcast is this Sunday. Triple H. We all know who Triple H is. He officially retired from in-ring competition. But Triple H finally opened up on the way on how he feels about NXT 2.0. We all know what happened with Triple H in NXT. WWE, Vince McMahon, and everybody pretty much took NXT away from Triple H and the rest of his team. A lot of his team members are no longer within the company. As we all know, William Regal, who was a big proponent for Triple H and his entire team, is now over here in AEW because Vince just decides to fire him. Everything that Triple H had in the NXT brand completely is gone now. And Triple H finally opened up about how he feels about NXT 2.0. We will go over what Triple H said and everything in between to see once and for all what Triple H really feels about NXT 2.0. Make sure you guys go follow me on social media at FlowlyMatt_. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go check out all the content that you may have missed on the channel. Our Monday Night Raw and AEW Dynamite post-show reviews are live on the channel right now for you to enjoy. So go check out the homepage for more content on OTB. be. Hit that like button down below as well, as it helps me out as well as the rest of the channel. Let's try 10 likes for tonight, and that is minimum for tonight's OTB. Make sure to go support us on bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand and its merchandise. Thank you guys so much for all your support right here on Outside the Brand. All right, guys, we're going to be going over, you know what, guys, we're actually going to do something a little bit different tonight. We are going to be going over AEW Rampage first, because even though that is technically just the last thing that we saw tonight, I just want to get Rampage out of the way real quick. Mainly because Rampage it's always a tape show, and we don't really get match per match like breakdowns of what happened during the match for ringside news, but we just get who wins and if it was a good match or not. I'll tell you if it was a good match or not. You guys can trust me with the way that I dissect these matches every single time that we have a post show here for you guys. We had Adam Cole and Tomohiro Ishii, and like I said, this was the best match of the night by far. And this was a great match between Adam Cole and Ishii for the Owen Hart Cup Tournament qualifier. Orange Cassidy and Rocky Romero came out with Ishii. Near the finish, Jay White came down to attack Rocky. Then the distraction allowed a low blow, and Adam Cole hits the boom for the win on Ishii, and Adam Cole advances to the tournament. He doesn't advance into the next round in the tournament. He just gets in to the Owen Hart Cup Tournament. Now we have two members of the Undisputed Elite, and Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, a part of the Owen Hart Cup Tournament. This is going to be an absolutely great tournament to see. I love that Adam Cole is a part of it. This was the best match of the entire night for AEW Rampage, and it was a very good match just to see a little bit of a preview of what's to come for the Forbidden Door. We all know the Forbidden Door pay-per-view that's going to be coming up. And this was a little bit of a preview for that. I loved it. I loved it. So Adam Cole moves on into the Owen Hart Cup Tournament. Absolutely great thing to see. We had Lance Archer take on Serpentico. And this was just a very quick squash. Well, let's just get this real. This is just a quick squash. Archer killed the kid, honestly. He just completely dismantled him. And it was just a very quick squash. Eddie Kingston and Daniel Garcia was up next. And Eddie Kingston was legit over tonight here in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was absolutely out of their mind for Eddie Kingston, which is great. In the end, Kingston won the match with a back fist. And after the match, Kingston took off his belt, but he didn't beat Garcia with it. He got on the microphone and said that he is leaving the beating for Chris Jericho. So there we go. And then we had the TBS Championship on the line. Jade Cargill versus Marina Shafir. Jade Cargill is very over here in Pittsburgh. As we all know, Jade Cargill is doing some great things right now when it comes to the TBS Championship. She is improving each and every single week. And she's just over. She's a very over human being in the AEW locker room as well with the fans. Obviously, nothing compared to Britt Baker when you're in your hometown. But then again, nobody comes close to Britt Baker, like I said, in her hometown. Jade Cargill won the match, and it was a pretty good highlight for both women. like I said, it wasn't a complete botch fest like I thought it was going to be. Shafir was also very good and proved that she needed to be used more in these highlight spots. I really don't think that's the right wording for this. I think she showed progress. She showed progress. She was not. She still wasn't good. I shouldn't say that. She was good. She was decent, but she should not be used more in these highlighted spots like this. She needs to grow more. She needs to improve more, and she needs to be used in spots to where she could shine. It's not that she didn't shine here. It's just you got to use her more in spots to where you can see her strengths, see her weaknesses, and then you go based off that. She hasn't been in the ring for all that long, guys, and I know that, and I'm giving her a chance in order to prove me wrong. It's just she needs to prove me wrong. She has not been, to my knowledge, in any other matches for NXT when she was a part of WWE. So really her getting into the mix of things on national television in front of AEW, especially in front of an AEW crowd, a rowdy AEW crowd at that in Pittsburgh, you're going to have to prove a lot to these people because they expect the best. AEW fans and the AEW faithful expect the best when it comes to professional wrestling. And if you're not the best in professional wrestling, you don't have to be the best in professional wrestling, but you at least have to be knowledgeable, and you at least have to, how do I word this? You just have to at least be you have to at least be decent and good in order to just get the respect of the AEW faithful. And it's not that I don't respect Marina Shafir. Plus, she's the wife of Roderick Strong. I mean, Roderick Strong is probably one of the best wrestlers I've seen over the past decade or so. It's just she just needs to get better. She needs to work harder. And at the end of the day, I believe she can be something. It's just this AEW women's division is not all the best right now. And we need to continue the path of getting this women's division better, not worse. So those are my thoughts on that. For Baker, obviously on Wednesday, she did come out with the Steelers players and Najee Harris and Pat Freiermuth. Absolutely awesome stuff there. I am a Ravens fan, as you guys know, but I respect guys like Najee and Pat Freiermuth. Those guys are absolutely awesome. I've been following them through college, so those are the kinds of Steelers that I respect. But yeah, that was absolutely awesome. But at the end of the day, I think Marina Shafir could be something. It's just we need to figure out her strengths rather than her weaknesses and go based on that. All right. Now's your AEW Rampage. I know it's less than 20 minutes, guys. I know we're gonna go over Friday Night SmackDown. But if AEW Rampage was live each and every single week, where we actually had match breakdowns, it wouldn't be a less than 20-minute like review of Rampage. So we'll hopefully AEW Rampage could figure out something soon when it comes to their time slot and everything else in between. But we're gonna go over Friday Night SmackDown tonight. It was one of the most boring shows I've ever witnessed. But I want to thank you guys so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. We are going to get right into Friday Night SmackDown. I see Mo in here. I see Venom in here. It could really only be Venom in here. I don't know, but I thank you for at least joining us at 12:15 in the morning on my side of the world on Eastern Standard Time. And we'll go over Friday Night SmackDown. We'll try to do this as painless as possible. And we'll try to get out of here early. We'll try to get out of here at least by 1 o'clock, so that you guys can have some sleep. I can get some rest, and I can recharge and everything for Sunday. as we go over the whole Triple H story about how he feels about NXT 2.0. So let's get right into Friday Night SmackDown, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it so far. And let's get right in to the SmackDown portion of the review right here on Outside the Brand. So, tonight's SmackDown is set to feature Riddle one-on-one against Jey Uso, as Riddle looks to follow up his victory over Jimmy Uso from last week's SmackDown. SmackDown tonight will also see Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre lock up in a Lumberjack match. And Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey signed the contract for their up-and-coming I Quit match. Should be interesting to see how things play out on tonight's show, but SmackDown begins with the WWE official Adam Pearce in the ring for the contract signing between Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. Pearce then welcomes the crowd to Friday Night SmackDown and introduces the SmackDown Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair. After a video package recapping Charlotte's actions from last week, Ronda Rousey then makes her way to the ring. Drew Gulak is running down the ramp with a contract in hand as he hands it to Pearce, as Gulak says that he has prepared a special PowerPoint presentation for the match, as he was going to be giving us the rules for an I Quit match in that PowerPoint presentation. Charlotte tells Gulak to shut the hell up, and Rousey calls Charlotte out on it as the crowd begins to chant, "You tapped out, you tapped out." Charlotte then goes over again that she was just trying to fix her brawl, which is totally not the case, as she's gonna force Ronda to say the words "I quit" in their up-and-coming match. But however it ends, she always finds a way to win, and Charlotte signs the contract. Rousey says that there's no ref to pull her off of Charlotte, and there's nobody that's going to be able to save Charlotte once she gets her hands on her in that I Quit match. Charlotte then immediately flips over the table and attacks Rousey with a kendo stick, which was planted under the table. Rousey then eventually takes control over the kendo stick, and she beats Charlotte down with it. And before Gulak could even pull the kendo stick away, Rousey slams Gulak on the mat with a Piper's Pit and locks in Gulak with an armbar and signs the contract with Gulak while Gulak is still in the armbar submission hold. This shit sucks, and here's why. Charlotte does not know how to talk on the microphone. Ronda definitely has no idea how to talk on a microphone. I was almost sleeping during her part of the promo, and I'm about to sleep right now. They don't know how to talk, period. And they continue to not be interesting each and every single beat. They continue to not build any type of interest for their match or for their rivalry or for any type of anything that's going along with them in any capacity. They don't know how to talk, and they don't know how to capture our attention for this rivalry. I pray to God that this ends at Backlash. I pray to God that this ends at Backlash, because if it doesn't, we got a major fucking problem here. Because that proves, if this is not done by Backlash, if this is not done after Backlash, this proves one thing and one thing only. WWE does not give a single shit about the rest of their women's roster, and they don't have any type of, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't trust them. They don't have any trust in the rest of their women's division. They don't. If this goes past Backlash, WWE is proving that they do not have any trust in any of their other women in this women's division. Period. WWE has the best women's roster in all of the entire world right now, but with the way that they're booking it, it's one of the worst. It's one of the worst, if not the worst, women's division in all of professional wrestling. Well, actually, no, I can't go that far. That's AEW. But regardless, it's one of the worst women's divisions in all of professional wrestling with the way that they book it. Name-wise and star power, they got the best. But booking-wise, they got the worst. We then had Xavier Woods take on Pete Dunne. I'm not calling him that name. We come back from commercial break, and the match continues live with Dunn stomping Woods on the mat right to the ribs. Woods fights free of an armbar submission with a strong right hand and hits a leg sweep to follow with a senton. Woods then lifts Dunn up, but then Pete Dunne escapes by clawing at Woods' ear. Woods then hits a DDT and turns it into a pinning combination roll-up for the 3 count as Xavier Woods picks up the win over Pete Dunne. After the match, Pete Dunne then attacks the security guard on the outside and tosses him over the barricade, and he exits through the crowd as Sheamus and Holland look at him in pretty much shock, and they just don't know what to do with him at this point. Backstage, Ricochet is talking to Aaliyah, and they are interrupted by Jinder Mahal and Shanky. Ricochet says that he is a fighting champion and he will take on anyone at any time. Shanky then challenges Ricochet to a match for the IC title, which Ricochet accepts. As Mahal looks very upset that Shanky has a match and not himself. We then had a Walter take on a local talent named Teddy Goodz. This was a squash match, as you would expect to be. The match begins with Walter slamming Goodz to the mat and locks in an armbar. Walter then hits a big boot and then hits a hard chop in the corner. Walter then hits a vertical suplex and follows it with another chop. Walter then hits a body slam and hits a chop to the back. Walter then locks in a sleeper hold and transitions it into a power bomb, and Walter covers for the win. The ring general, Walter, looks absolutely great here. He looks great in these squash matches, but I give Vince McMahon 2 more months with Walter on SmackDown, and he's going to be completely bored. Walter's not going to be boring, but Vince is going to be bored of Walter. Vince is bored of anybody that he calls up to the main roster, or that gets called up to the main roster. They have their squash matches and they look good for like the first few weeks or whatever, and then the next month or so, Vince gets bored. And I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen with Walter. So we'll see what happens there, but I don't know. I just really don't. I don't know what's happening with Walter. I really don't. I like Walter. I do, and I think they're presenting him okay for right now, but in the next few months, I really don't know what they're thinking. I really don't know what they're going to do. I really don't. And maybe that's just me being too much of a fan of Walter, but I love Walter. I think Walter is absolutely fantastic. If you walked up to me on the street and you said to me face to face that Walter is the best wrestler in the world, I would not bat a single freaking eye. I would not bat a single freaking eye because honestly, Walter is that damn good. Walter is that damn good. If you walked up to me and said that your favorite wrestler is Walter, I would not even argue with that whatsoever because Walter is that damn good. I really don't know. I really don't know. We come back from commercial break and we have Riddle versus Jey Uso. And as we come back from commercial break during this matchup, the match continues live with Jey having Riddle in a chin lock. Riddle powers up to his feet and Jey manages to hit an enziguri. Riddle then hits a series of forearm strikes and follows it with a big boot. Riddle then hits a running forearm and follows it with a belly-to-belly throw. Jey then rolls out of the way of the senton, with the broton, my bad. That causes Riddle to crash down on the mat. Riddle then hits a knee strike and goes to the top rope for a floating bro and covers for a 2 count. Jey then gets a quick roll up for a 2 count, and Riddle then catches Jey on the ropes with an Orton style like DDT, the Hangman DDT that Orton always does from the middle rope. Jimmy then causes a distraction, but Randy Orton slams Jimmy onto the announce table. Riddle then goes for an RKO, but Jey escapes it and hits a nice pop-up neck breaker. Beautiful spot right there. And covers Riddle for a 2 count. Riddle then hits a running knee. Looked absolutely brutal as Jey responds with a super kick. Jey then goes to the top and goes for a splash, but Riddle counters it with the knees going up and rolls him up for the 3 count. Riddle picks up the win not only against Jimmy Uso from last week, but Jey Uso from this week. So he's pinned both the Uso brothers back to back. Either way, a champion was losing here, so. I don't know. I hate champions losing on TV, guys. I really do. I really do. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I really hate it when champions lose on TV. We come back from commercial break, but we are back live with the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Sasha Banks and Naomi, in the ring being interviewed with Caleb Brax. What's going on, Aiden? How are you? Naomi says that they are just getting started, and Banks says that Naomi has had her back since day 1. Banks and Naomi are interrupted by Natalya and Shayna Baszler, who seem to be forgetting about Natalya. So they're interrupted by Shayna and Natalya. I'm sorry about that. Making their way to the ring. Natalya says that Banks seems to be forgetting the team that they did not beat at WrestleMania. Baszler then shoves Banks to the ground after she said, listen, we're just going to tear you limb by limb and we're just going to take those titles. Naomi then holds Banks back, and Naomi calls Baszler to try to take the titles away from them. I'm not even really going to go over that much about this segment. Honestly, at the end of the day, there's no women's tag team division. That's why they're using Natalya. That's why they're using Shayna Baszler and this random ass tag team. Hell, even Sasha Banks and Naomi are not even really a tag team. They're just being used for nostalgia. And at the end of the day, the women's tag team championships just need to be burnt in a fire to never return again. And that's just a cold hard truth. And if you guys can't accept that, or if you guys don't agree with that, I'm sorry. But that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. We then had Madcap Moss versus Angel with Humberto at ringside. And the match begins with a walkout, and Moss backs Angel into the corner. Angel then hits a cheap shot as the referee tries to separate the two in the corner. Moss then hits a big shoulder tackle and throws Angel up over the top rope. Humberto then grabs Moss's legs as he rolls back, as he's trying to get back inside the ring, which allows Angel to gain the momentum with a kick. Moss then catches Angel in midair and hits a fallaway slam. Moss then hits a corner spear and follows it with a shoulder tackle. Moss then hits the punchline and covers for the win. So Madcap Moss with the victory there. After the bell, Happy Corbin then runs down to the ring and attacks Moss from behind. Corbin then hits Moss with the End of Days, and Corbin rolls out of the ring and steals the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy. Bruce is on his thievery shit again because he loves stealing things on Friday Night SmackDown, Monday Night Raw, what have you. He just loves stealing things. Guys, this show sucks. Who writes this shit? We come back from commercial break and we are back live with Sami Zayn entering Roman Reigns' locker room, the tribal chief, who is celebrating 600 days as Universal Champion. Zayn then tells Reigns that he's overheard Drew McIntyre insulting Reigns' entire family with Orton and Riddle. Zayn then makes a proposal for Reigns and asks him for some help in the Lumberjack match tonight against McIntyre. Reigns did not respond, and Zayn leaves the locker room. Reigns then tells the Usos that people on his show need to keep his family's name out of their mouths and show them some respect. All I saw when Roman Reigns was saying that, like, keep my family's name out of your mouth, was Will Smith. And that's all. That's all I heard, and that's all I saw, and that's all that was playing in my head when I heard Roman Reigns saying, keep my family's name out your mouth. Easy pickings right there for that Will Smith. And honestly, I think that's the only reason why it was said like that. And then we come back. Oh my God. Guys, listen, this is going to be less than an hour. But I do not want to end this yet. So once we go over the entirety of the Lumberjack match, we're just going to be here talking until we get into the hour of the podcast, okay? Because I do not want to end this with at like a 45-minute stream. I can't. So we're going to be talking, just Chat and I, for like the next 15 to 20 minutes after I go over the match for the Lumberjack match, and then we'll be getting off the air because I do not want to have a 45-minute live stream for SmackDown and Rampage. I don't. So we'll see what happens, and we'll just talk after I do the rundown of the Lumberjack match. So we're going to do this from the commercial break. Okay, so we're back live as Sheamus and the other heel Lumberjacks are beating down McIntyre and throwing him back in the ring. McIntyre hits Zayn with the Glasgow kiss and hits a belly-to-belly throw. McIntyre then hits a neck breaker and goes for a Claymore, but Zayn rolls out of the ring. Riddle then goes to grab Zayn, but the Usos hit him with a super kick, and the other Lumberjacks go into a huge brawl on the outside of the ring. Zayn tries to take advantage of the chaos and escape, but McIntyre grabs him and pulls him back to the ring. Jinder Mahal then beats down his former bandmate. Guys who don't know, that's 3MB that they're referring to in these notes, and throws him back inside the ring. Zayn then rolls to the outside, and McIntyre hits a dive over the top rope on several Lumberjacks. Zayn then leaves through the crowd for the third week in a row, despite it being a Lumberjack match, so that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Adam Pearson comes out and announces that McIntyre and Zayn will wrestle again next week, but this time in a steel cage. Bell never rings to end the main event, with Zayn essentially losing via countout for the third straight week, which is not the case because there's no countout, there's no disqualifications in a Lumberjack match. So The match should still technically be going on right now, technically, but that's how WWE works. Jinder Mahal and Shanky team up to attack McIntyre in the ring. McIntyre then fights free of Mahal and hits him with a Claymore. SmackDown ends without the main event match technically ending as McIntyre stands tall in the ring staring down at Sami Zayn, who is in the crowd. And that's it for Friday Night SmackDown. Absolutely worthless show. Worthless. If you're gonna have a lumberjack match, at least make sure that it, I don't know, fucking ends. This shit fucking sucked tonight, guys. Honestly, there's no point. There was no point of the show tonight. Period. So we're gonna go over everything that happened in the chat tonight, guys, and we're gonna be talking for like the next 20 minutes or so. So I hope you guys enjoy what you heard tonight. I feel like, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on this before we get out of here, because I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's just the podcast. I don't know if it's the quality of the show. And not the quality of OTB. I mean the quality of the WWE product. I don't know, man. Am I doing something wrong? Am I doing something wrong? Because I'm here to give you guys the fucking truth. And the fucking way that I see the WWE product. I come here to give you guys the truth. Is it me or is it the WWE product? Because I feel like these shows, especially Fridays, are just not good. I feel like you guys aren't getting the best experience, and I feel like I'm not getting the best experience doing these lives because of the way these shows are being run for Fridays. I understand me just being here and only having it being me is a totally different feel than with other people being here with me doing the live. Because when other people are here, I'm talking with them, we're talking with you guys, and it's just a fun time. But with me being by myself, I understand it's a totally different feel, and I know that. Trust me, I've been alone here on the podcast before, and it's a completely different feel. It really is. I don't know if it's just me and the way that I'm running things over here on OTV, or if it's just really the bad quality of the product. I hope you guys enjoy what you get hear from me personally, solo-wise. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys do, thank you. But if you guys don't, I completely understand too, because I'm usually at my best when I'm with somebody. I was at my best on Wednesday when Lewis was on here. I don't know. You guys let me know in the live chat, and we'll talk about everything on the podcast tonight before we get out of here. So we'll do this for like a good 15-20 minutes, and we'll get the hell out of here. Venom the guy saying, ever wonder why don't Kofi and Seth talk about Roman or Brock in the title match at the Rumble and SmackDown? No. Honestly, I don't even remember what you're kind of referring to. But I really don't. Think I'm falling out of love with WWE, says Aiden Acosta. I'm honestly kind of in the same boat with you, my man. WWE is just not in the best state right now, and with this show tonight, you can clearly tell. It's just not what it used to be when I started watching it. Exactly. I started watching this stuff back in 2009, 2010, and it's just not what it used to be. It's just not. I had a dance today, so I had a long day. Hey, hope you danced it up. Hope you had a fun time. Hope you missed Friday Night SmackDown because of the dance. And if you did, that's great. That's great. I hope you had a great time at your dance. Seriously. I remember going to school dances. They were absolutely fun. Absolutely fun. Fun time going over there, just hanging out with your friends, dancing, having a good old time, just chatting up with the boys or chatting up with the people that you love in your class. It's an absolutely amazing. It's an amazing time doing those things. Cherish those because you don't know how many you have left. So cherish those. Those are always a great time, always, and I hope you did. Y'all watching Miz versus Priest in the zombie lumberjack match? I did, and that's technically where Miz technically got his first real injury. And that shit was terrible too. But we all know why that was a zombie lumberjack, because they were trying to promote a movie for that time, and that's the only reason why it was zombies. I think you're officially starting to fall out of love with WWE. I am. You guys can totally see it too. You guys can totally see it by the way of my by the way that I am acting here on the podcast, and it's nothing ill will towards you guys, and it's nothing. And I hope you guys don't. I know it's a different feel. I know it's a different feel with just me by myself, and I get that. But it's the way the WWE product is now. The WWE product is just boring, and it's terrible. It sucks. And I'm trying to give you guys the best. I'm trying to give you guys my best. And I'm trying to give you guys the God to honest truth when it comes to my viewing of the WWE. But like I said, I'm usually at my best when somebody else is with me, and it could just be the way that I'm running things right now on OTB. But I'm not going to stop this. I'm not. I can't stop this. I don't have an off switch for this. As soon as I click that live button, I take pride in what I do on this podcast. I take pride in my sound. I take pride in the presentation. I take pride in everything that this podcast is about. I take pride in giving you guys the truth for professional wrestling. Whether that's AEW or whether that's WWE, I pride myself on this, and I'm not stopping. I am not stopping for anybody, for anything. I am not stopping. So whether WWE gives me the worst fucking shows on the face of the planet, I am not stopping. Because I'm here to tell you guys the truth for professional wrestling. WWE, AEW, what have you. I'm here to give you guys the truth. And I hope you guys understand that. So whether you're here for me, or whether you're here for Loft, or whether you're here for anybody, now as a part of this crew, I hope you guys are in this for the same reasons as we are. We want a better product. And the way that we are going to do that, and the way that I am going to be able to sleep at night, is by giving you guys the God to honest truth. I'm here to give you guys the God and honest truth when it comes to professional wrestling. And I know, Aiden, you say you're here for everybody, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I know it's very late. And I know it's very late, and I understand we do these shows late. But that being said, You say you're here for everybody, and that's absolutely commendable. I really do appreciate that. But at the end of the day, whether you're here for me or whether you are here for everybody, we appreciate that because we know that you want the same thing that we do. You want a better product. We do too. We just want a better product. That's the only reason why I am acting the way that I am, the way that I'm saying things, the way I say things, is because I want a better product. And I got something in my eye. I want a better product. And at the end of the day, I hope you feel the same way. Even if I fully stop watching wrestling, I will still watch the spot. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Aiden. That means so much. Seriously, because honestly, you really don't have to suffer through it. If you really don't want to watch WWE, that's your prerogative. And it's not like it's a job for me at this point, because we honestly don't have the subscriber count to make money here on this podcast. But the thing is, it's not even about the money. It's not even about the money here. I have no off switch, and the thing is, it's not even about the money. I do this because I love it. I do this because I care. I do this because I care about professional wrestling, and I do this because I love it. I love it. I did not expect us to be to be at least near 400 subscribers from August to now. We started this thing in August, and it's April now. We are 4 months away from our 1 year anniversary here on YouTube for Outside the Brand, and in 8 months we grew to 400 subscribers, or pretty much damn near. That's fantastic for me. That's fantastic, mainly because I did not expect this to go as far as it did. I thought we were going to get like maybe 7 to 10 podcast episodes and we were going to be done, because nobody was going to gain traction with this. But we're almost nearly at 400 subscribers, 8 months in, 172 episodes in, and we've loved it ever since. In July of last year. I thought it was August. Oh, that's right. No, in July. In July, right. The first show where fans came back, that was in July. I thought it was in August. So in July of 2021, which is still even a great milestone. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so we've been doing this for 9 months. We're 3 months away from our 1 year anniversary. And that's absolutely insane to even think about. 172 episodes in 9 months, and we're almost damn near at 400 subscribers. I'm so proud of this podcast. I'm so proud of our crew. I'm so proud of you guys for sticking with us for the entirety of the 9 months. We've loved this. We've loved doing this for you guys. Whether we like the product or whether we don't right now, that does not matter. We do it because we love because we love professional wrestling, and we do it because we love this. We don't say we're OTB for nothing. We don't say we the ones for nothing. We are the ones. We are the ones that are most consistent. We are the ones that are most dedicated. We are the ones that are most passionate about what we do here. And we're not stopping. We are not stopping. So for those of you guys that are OTB haters, or for those of you guys that just don't think that we can do it, we are proving you motherfuckers wrong each and every single fucking time that we're on this show. And that's all I care about. I am proving the fucking haters wrong. And I know, Aiden, we joke around here on this podcast a lot. We have fun. And that's really the main experience for you guys, is to have fun with this. Whether the product sucks or whether we give you guys a great review, we want you guys to have fun. So we're gonna make you guys laugh, we're gonna make you guys cry, we're gonna make you guys just have fun. Because that's what wrestling should be at the end of the day, is having fun with your friends, with your family. And everything else in between. I don't know where all of this came from. We have. We have. When it comes to the liking it raw kind of shit or anything of that nature, we made some great stuff here on this podcast. And we're not stopping. We're not stopping. We're almost at 200 episodes. We're almost heading into a year of OTB. We're not stopping. And I just couldn't be more proud. I really couldn't. Thank you. Thank you. We're all winners at the end of the day when it comes to this, because we care about this product. We care about this product, so we love it. We appreciate it. We appreciate you guys. Almost 400 of you. 400 is not a lot of people for subscribers on YouTube. It's not. But we care. I don't think there's really anybody else in the podcasting community for the IWC that care and that are dedicated enough to their fan base as much as OTB is. And trust me, over the next couple of years, OTB is going to look a little bit more better. It's going to look a bit better. I understand you guys like the whole red, yellow, and blue background like this, but we're trying to upgrade on some stuff. We're trying to just get into a better mindset and everything. And once I get this bed out of my way and I actually have like a legit setup, trust me guys, this is going to be looking a lot better. This is going to be looking a lot more professional, and you guys are not going to want to miss anything that OTB has in store for the future. So thank you guys so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. OTB and Wrestling Chop Shop are the most genuine wrestling podcasts out there. So thank you so much. See, you guys know Lewis is in the group chat with us. I'm going to tell him that. I'm going to tell him that. I'm going to tell Axel that. And I'm going to tell everybody that is a part of the Wrestling Chop Shop that you said that, Aiden. Because honestly, I love those Wrestling Chop Shop guys. Wrestling Chop Shop almost gave me the courage in order to do something like this. So the Wrestling Chop Shop are absolutely amazing guys. Dimitri, Axel, Lewis, Alex. They're all amazing guys. And I could not have done this. I honestly could not have done this without them, because if they didn't invite me over to their show for a first episode with them in there, honestly, I don't even know if OTV would exist. Seriously. So I appreciate the Wrestling Chop Shop for everything. For everything. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. Make sure to go follow us on TikTok and the rest of the Wrestling Chop Shop as well. You guys can go follow them as well. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure to hit that like button as well. And go follow us on TikTok. All the TikTok links are down in the description below. Follow me on social media at PhillyMatt_. It's Twitter and Instagram. And bonfire.com. You exclusive home of Outside the Brand and its merchandise. Stay tuned for Sunday as we're going to go over everything that Triple H said in terms of how he feels about NXT 2.0. And we will talk to you guys soon. We'll talk to you guys on Sunday. And then Monday Night Raw is a fresh new week of content right here on Outside the Brand. I'll talk to you guys soon, guys. Have a good night. I hope you guys enjoyed my promo. And we'll talk to you guys very soon on Outside the Brand. Talk to you guys soon. We the ones.